until that chassis is on the road. The earlier you seek help, the shorter and easier it will be because there will be less of a mess to deal with. Contrary to popular notion, counseling is not just for crazy people. It's for anyone who can benefit from an outside objective expert perspective to help them enjoy their little lives to the fullest. I am Dr. Phil.
And I am Claire, sending a hearty good morning to our listeners and viewers right here in St. Lucia, across the diaspora, and around the world. Whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening where you are, we welcome you warmly and we thank you for choosing to join us for another episode of The Healing Process. Let's remind you that our desire is simple yet profound, to touch your life in a meaningful way, offering you the tools, telling you the truth, and encouraging you, and that we hope will help you live your life to the fullest.
That's right.
Now, folks, as our nation prepares for the upcoming elections, we pause to remember something greater than politics. You may be wondering, really? There's something greater than politics? Yes. We're referring to our shared identity as one people. Elections come and go, but our families, our friendships, and our communities remain. And you will agree. So this program is about healing. Healing from division, healing from fear, and choosing peace over conflict. Today we invite you to reflect on how we can build unity beyond the ballot, how we can listen with respect. And remember, we've been speaking about how you can become assertive. So here goes, how you can listen with respect and how we can celebrate the gift of being St. Lucian together.
That's right, together. Now, no matter the outcome, let us remember something very special. Our strength is not in who wins, but in how we stand together with those who win and those who lost.
That's right.
For those whose life is governed by the principle of Jesus Christ, try not to forget the wisdom of Solomon. Proverbs 6:16. The Lord hates division. As a matter of fact, the text says it's an abomination to him. Again, we have some pungent words coming from Jesus Christ himself. From Matthew chapter 3, verses 24 to 25, if you're interested. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom just cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. I'm going to repeat that in Creole. Si c'est moun qui a dans pays qu'a toujours goumé parmi yo, pays ça la passe à fort. Si une famille qui a toujours goumé parmi, et puis y'en a l'autre, yo pas qu'à continuer comme famille.
Ainsi soit-il.
And that goes for us. If Claire and I are divided against each other in what we're doing, this program cannot stand. I would hate to come to you telling you how to listen, how to prevent yourself and your family from causing division, and this exists in my house. That would be hypocrisy. So with a true heart, I'm telling you that I believe in what the wisdom says here. A city divided against itself, a country divided against itself, the family that's in division, it cannot stand. So may this be a time of hope, of healing, and of love for our beautiful island. Although it's difficult to exercise love, loving people, that means trying your best to do unto them as you would want them to do to you. That's a principle that's very close to my heart. Try to keep in mind that by the use And this is very important that we listen to this, because some of us would say, I don't believe in politics. That's not true. So try to keep in mind that by the use of the word politics, we mean the science associated with governing and being governed. To break it down further, politics is the process of making decisions for groups, particularly in government. We have it in churches, and involves the competition for power to influence government actions and policies. It includes activities like running for office, forming governments, creating laws, and even participating in protests to either change or preserve the status quo. Essentially, it's the who gets what, when, where, how, and why of group living, like in the family, in the church, in the work environment. No doubt we see it ahead. Elections can bring tension. A focus on unity helps calm fears and reduce conflict. So our mission here today is to encourage peace. As citizens, no matter the outcome, we are all St. Lucians first. I'm very sensitive when it comes to my country, regardless. My navel, I guess yours, Claire?
Yes.
is buried in St. Lucia. That's my little 238 square miles. I am quite aware that we have crime, we have criminals, we have people who cares for goodness on this island. I am one of them. We have our Rastas, we have different groups, different communities. That's my people. Everywhere in the world, Claire, we have evil. Everywhere. None is exempted. So I have to enjoy my own country and see what I can do for it positively as best as I can.
That's right.
I am not going to say St. Lucia is the worst place in the world and try to skip town. I don't feel comfortable in the United States of America. It's too big for me. It's too huge for me. I'm accustomed with my little country, Claire, accustomed with our people.
You can visit, but you need to come back home.
Yes, of course. I got the best part of my education there, but I'm not too comfortable with the policies. I'm accustomed with my people, no matter what. So, again, we hear about the tension, and we hear quite a bit of persons saying, I'm not going to vote because too much tension, too much row. But that's not the reason to or not to. I don't, as a pastor, I don't tell people from my pulpit who to vote for, which party to vote for. No, that is not right. If an individual come and ask me, I will still ask you questions. If somebody says to me, I don't know which party to vote for, I am not going to impose my thoughts on the individual. Listen to me carefully. As a pastor, I have a great responsibility. I will lead that person to think for themselves, so that tomorrow, if their party or their individual doesn't make it, they would not turn back and blame Pastor Phil. He is the one that told me to vote for that one. Let that person learn to take responsibility. And if their party wins, wow, I made a good choice. And if the party is living up to the expectations, they would know that this was their choice.
It's just like in the counseling room when a couple comes in. I don't know if to leave my husband.
Right.
Or my wife. You don't tell them, leave your wife, leave your husband. That's
Right.
it.
If you hear that, that cannot be so.
You offer some guidance and allow them to make the decision.
You ask questions. What is
Yes.
the reason?
Yes.
How long has it been happening? What are the choices that you have? Would you be able to sustain yourself on your own outside of that? What are the possibilities? So the same thing goes. And again, remember, we're speaking about peace. Let us say I'm coming from home. Let's say I'm going to vote, because I will. That's my responsibility. In my country, I'm free. I'm not under Caesar. I'm free. I have the opportunity to go and have a say. Very important.
What about Caesar?
Under Caesar, you have no choice. Caesar adopted you whether you like it or not. So if I am going to vote and somebody asks me for a ride, they're going in the same direction, and the person, sometimes people express what they're going to do, and they're going to vote for somebody different to me, I will still give them a lift. I will take them.
Of course.
And this is the right thing to do. If you're going to exercise love as an individual, that's their choice. And I have done it before. Okay, I've done it before. Even my mom, she was in her 80s, and she wanted to vote, and she was not voting in the same direction as I do, but she wanted to go. She couldn't walk. I took her. So this is what you call love, loving your neighbor as yourself. So these are the issues, I guess, Claire, you would like our people listening to us in St. Lucia to hear and understand. These opportunities may come their way. These may cause friction. Somebody asking me for a lift and I know they're going to vote somewhere else, contrary to my thinking. Here is a challenge for you to make a statement about yourself. But that might be very difficult for some people. Here is an opportunity to learn how to do it. Now, no one likes to lose.
Definitely.
You don't compete.
I remember when I was going to the St. Joseph's Convent, I avoided participating in sports because with my temperament, I didn't want to lose.
Yes. The melancholy would not... they like to appear
I was afraid
competent and in control. So they would only participate if they know they would win. And this goes for the passive-aggressive too. Okay, but you're not there anymore, are you?
No, definitely not.
So you'll take a little game of dominoes with me?
Of course.
So let's move from there. No one likes to lose, but the reality is only one party can win.
Reality.
After the election, some will need healing and understanding from the families, communities, and even the nation as a whole. Now, Claire, somebody might join in late and they say, Pastor Phil and Claire on the politics. So give us the name of the program for today so that we could have an idea if they just join in.
Okay. Today our focus is on building unity beyond the ballot box.
Yes.
That means don't just think of what you're going to do, but think of the other person, your neighbor, your family member.
Yes.
Yes.
And if the neighbor shout you, hey, Burnley, Fonale, vote by do, and you know you're voting differently, give them a lift. You will be able to influence them. They'll say, boy, that's a nice man. Wow. And you might influence them in going your way. But when you get vexed and you start quarreling, you create tension. And how can you encourage that person to see things like you do? It's just like those of us who are trying to encourage people to trust Jesus Christ as Lord. Why should they? When it doesn't seem that He's affecting your life in any positive way for your country, for your community, for your family. That would be ridiculous. It's just like eating bread selling bread that you don't eat. I wouldn't trust you. So the reality, you're playing a game, you're playing chess, playing drafts, dominoes. You cannot have two winners unless people are cheating. After the election, some will need healing and understanding from their families and communities and even the nation as a whole. May we as St. Lucians draw strength from our faith as we link healing to forgiveness, respect, and love. We like to use that word love, an intense desire to please God and to do good to others. If we adhere to that principle, whatever happens after the election, what would bless my heart is if the administration would be able to bring the nation back together again, that people would get jobs no matter the colors and stuff like that. That would be a blessing to me. Okay, Mr. Compton was able to do that, and I'm hoping that others could take note from him. Again, Claire, it is essential for all to remember the importance of listening to each other even when we disagree, especially in the family. Dad, take it from me. What sense does that make? Fighting with your daughter, calling her names because you think she will not vote the same place as you will. Guess what? If you're angry with her, she will let you hear that she will side with you. But when she enters the voting booth, she will give you tikwa. So it doesn't make sense. Be as kind if you want people to follow you. And it goes with your wife.
And we're encouraging people to light because, as you're speaking about father and daughter,
Yes.
the daughter may be afraid to let her father know what she really thinks and who she really wants to vote for.
Yes.
So she will go along with him, but then and he would think that she's going to vote the same as he. But then when she goes into that ballot, into the booth, and she enters there all alone, she can do
Yes.
what she wants.
Yes, and without thinking, she'll vote against you, and that might not be the best for the country. But if you
Respect her point of view.
respect her point of view and show her the advantage of your choice,
And let her
Regardless.
know you love her in spite of.
that's key. I love you,
Mhm.
and sweetheart,
You never know, she might just turn around and
you stand a
Change her
better
mind.
chance. You stand a better chance than if you start calling her names, what I did for you, and blah blah blah, and you have to, and this type of thing. This is not going to work in your favor. She will be angry. She will hit you. And when she gets into this booth, you'll pay for it. So, a word to the wise. I'm telling you, I'm a married man. My wife is an adult. I am an adult. I don't get myself into arguments. My wife, I have never quarreled with her. No, that does not make any sense. I don't go to bed with a politician. I go to bed with Clarissa Leon. A word to the wise.
thanks for confirming that.
Okay, so it's essential for all to remember the importance of listening to each other, even when we disagree. Now, again, on listening, which comes into effective communication, if you're a good listener, 80% of your effective communication is taken care of. And the beauty about it, the honey in that, not mine, is you don't have to agree. Listening is a skill. And you don't necessarily have to see it from the person's perspective. They don't have to be correct. The grammar doesn't have to be correct. The mere fact you can internalize what they're saying to you and give them a synopsis or a brief summary of what they said to you, that helps so much. If you would just say, Kina, let me see if I understand what you're saying. Did you say so and so and so? Yes. Okay. See, you don't have to agree. The person does not have to be correct. Again, we encourage display of kindness and respect in our conversations, whether verbal or online, social media. Unfortunately, we don't have that. Unfortunately. But we're trying to share with you the advantage of maybe getting people to sway your way by the way you respect their opinion, Claire. Remember that election lasts one day, but the relationships will last a lifetime, or could last a lifetime.
That's so true.
Let us continue to pray for our nation, because no matter who wins, St. Lucia wins when we choose peace, respect, and unity. And with this, we're not just blowing hot air. We spend some time praying for our country. Before the hurricane season, we beg God for mercy. We confess the wickedness, the crime that is happening in my country. Say, Lord, you know before you we have been doing wickedness. Please have mercy upon us. Don't let your beautiful water that I enjoy drinking fall upon us in great torrents because of our carelessness and foolishness. I pray for my country. I love my country. So when it's over, when the dust has settled, remember it's just one day, but relationships last a lifetime. Let us continue to pray for our nation, because no matter who wins, St. Lucia wins when we choose peace, respect, and unity.
That's right.
Healing is not about forgetting our differences. It's about remembering we belong to one another.
Now listen to some practical examples. In a small fishing village, two neighbors supported different political parties. During election season, they argued often, but when a storm damaged their boats, they worked side by side to repair them. So what's the lesson here for us? Politics may divide opinions, but shared struggles and solutions unite us. Then we have a local football team. They had players whose families supported different candidates on the field. They didn't wear party colors. They wore the same jersey. They won matches because they played as one. The lesson here is unity is stronger than division. Just like a team, St. Lucia must play together for victory.
Claire and I, we watch football, okay? So be careful there now.
Yes. Now, after Hurricane Thomas in 2010, some of you might recall, communities came across St. Lucia. They came together sharing food, clearing debris, and building and helping to rebuild homes. No one asked, whom did you vote for? They simply helped. So in times of crisis,
Again,
unity...
Claire, during COVID,
Yes.
we came down with it, and the neighbor, they would put food on the vehicle in the garage
Yes.
for us, because we couldn't go out.
We had actually just returned from Martinique.
There we go. And they were so kind.
Mm-hmm.
And just suppose you're upset with all your neighbors. Ekulaka pako umalada didankai.
Because they vote yellow or red.
Yes. I hope you've
So
seen wisdom in what we're saying. No man is an island. We need people.
Mm-hmm. So in times of crisis, unity matters more than politics. Elections are temporary, but your compassion, it lasts a lifetime. That's what people will remember, how compassionate you were, how kind you were, how loving you were. We have, maybe a church in Castries held a press service after a heated election. Hope it's not like that this time.
Yes.
Members from different parties prayed together, they hugged each other, and promised to keep friendship strong regardless of the results. The lesson here for us is that healing begins when we put love and respect above political rivalry. What about when St. Lucia's athletes compete internationally, like
that's
at
a
the
good one.
Olympics or Carifta
Yes.
Games? The whole nation cheers. No one asks, which party do you support? Right?
No, they don't.
What's the lesson? Our shared pride in our flag and people remind us that we are one family. So these examples are practical. It's rooted in everyday life. And it reminds us as St. Lucians that unity is possible even in tense times.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yes. So we need unity in families during elections. There must be unity in families. Elections often spark, as we said earlier, heated debates at home. Parents, siblings, relatives, they may support different parties. If the families decided they wanted to stay divided, you know what will happen? It will spill into the communities.
The community is made up of families.
Yes. But if the families model respect and love, they set an example or they set the tone for the nation. So you listening to us, you can set the tone for the nation.
Yeah, and just don't say that I'm alone. against my whole neighborhood. Claire and I, we were, as far as we knew, we were the only ones with the scholars living in the area. Mm-hmm. And then people start developing the place and coming to live there. And we would be the ones to go to the neighbor and said, we are so-and-so.
Introduce ourselves
and let them know that we are around the place more than the rest of the neighbors. So we always keep a lookout in the neighborhood.
And don't forget, our children, they learn from us. You know, the little ones are looking at us and seeing our behaviors. They learn from us as adults how we handle disagreements. So unity at home, it also teaches them peace for the future. You actually prepare them when they get to be adults themselves, and they're of age to go and vote. Yeah. They will learn, oh, that's how my parents taught me. That's how I saw they behave. My mom supported another party, or my dad supported another party. They didn't agree on the same party, but there was love and there was respect in the home. So they follow our example. So we are actually a role model for our children, even in these political times. So we have a family dinner table where the father supports one party, the mother another. So instead of arguing, they agree to listen respectfully and remind the children that love is stronger than politics. Wow. Think of a grandmother who tells her grandchildren, hey kids, leaders change, but family remains. Don't let politics break your bond. Wow, that's great advice coming from Granny. And what about the siblings? Two brothers wear different party colors, but when the younger sister feels scared by the tension, they decide to stop fighting and show her that family comes first. So we have down-to-earth experiences.
We have children. I've never heard my son and my daughter involved in any political arguments. My daughter may pass and say, Daddy, don't forget. I wouldn't say anything. Embrace my daughter. God forbid that I should find myself in an bitter argument with my children.
I might be a little late for that. Well, not so much, but families can set peace rules at home.
Yes.
The leader, if it's the father or the mother or both, come together and look. At home, there will be no shouting, there will be no insults. We need to listen to each other. Somebody take the responsibility to say, you know what, that's how I want my family to go. That's how I want my family to go. That's how I want you to do stuff. So as parents, we had been the role model when we do that. As we said earlier, your children are watching how you handle disagreements. And remind each other that after the ballot, you still share the same table, the same roof, the same love. So,
but if hatred is going to start welling up in your heart because somebody else thinks differently, Claire, remember, that old lady, she has a reason. She may have a reason for voting for that particular individual. That individual may have rescued her or child.
Yes.
And she, in gratitude, she has that on her mind. The gentleman down the street, that young man, they may have a genuine reason. How dare anyone come and hate them
or impose their
I will
thoughts.
never forget my mom. My mom had a reason for a particular politician. She had a genuine reason. We were poor. And she worked her way to his office. And he helped her with her 9 children. And this lady, she died no matter what happens.
Yes.
So there we see, I'm saying that, be careful when you're hating people for their choice. They may have a genuine reason for their choice, personal to them.
Yes, so let's be guided by the Holy Bible. For those of you who believe, Matthew 3:25, it says, if a house is divided against itself, the house cannot stand.
There we go.
And speaking about your house, my house. So this verse can be a reminder that unity at home strengthens the whole nation.
So,
Suppose we have unity in each family. What do you think will be? What type of nation would we have?
Mais avant nous aller là, belle ti parole ça, créole, qui a dit si en cas une division, il par cas du bout, qu'est croisé. Et nous ka ouais ça, si au pays une division, il par cas du bout.
So St. Lucia, let unity begin at home. That's where it's supposed to start, at home. Elections may test our patience, but love must win in our families. When we heal at the dinner table, we heal in the community, and we heal as one nation. Now, what about unity in our communities? We spoke about unity in the family. Now we're moving on to unity in our communities.
Well, as we know, Claire, communities are where daily life happens. Neighbors, co-workers, church members, and friends. Elections can create tension in these spaces, as we are well aware. But they can also be opportunities to show respect and solidarity. When communities stay united, they set a powerful example for the nation as a whole. Two neighbors, now we come to this, neighbor households in Castries supported different parties. After a heavy rain caused flooding, after a heavy rain that caused flooding, they worked together to clear drains and protect each other's homes. In a local office, employees agreed not to argue about politics during work hours. Fair enough. Instead, they focused on teamwork and celebrated birthdays together. But you're employed to do a particular task, aren't we? So arguing and wasting the time is not going to benefit you or the country. In a rural community, residents wore different party colors during the election season. But when the annual cultural festival came, they danced, cooked, and sang together, showing the culture and enjoy unity more than the politics divides. Communities can organize neutral activities, cleanups, sports, cultural events that bring people together. Your neighbors will remain neighbors after elections. Remember that. You'll continue to share the same roads, schools, and supermarkets, the bank, etc. Do you run from the bank if somebody behind you is a different color? Let's be respectful in our conversations, especially in public spaces. We can avoid throwing insults at each other or behaving in a hostile manner towards each other. My dream is to see the house respecting each other. They can have their little fights, but when it comes to saying things that are not true, knowing that they cannot be sued, I am very unhappy with that, and I would be ecstatic if legislations could be passed to take care of that, because families are hurt because of what we say, and when we walk out of the House of Assembly, then we knowing that we cannot be taken to task.
We don't take responsibility.
We don't take responsibility, but the families suffer. So, politicians, I'd be happy if we could come together and get rid of this, because this is not helping, it is causing division. Long before it is discovered that these things are not true, a lot of damage has been done. So remember, elections are temporary, but the beauty and strength of St. Lucia and St. Lucian communities are lasting. Claire, I see you have a very nice passage of scripture there.
Yes, let's see what the good book says. The good book is right there with us. In Psalm 133, verse 1, it says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity."
There we go.
So let's choose peace over division. And
Again.
don't say you're tired of hearing that. Let it make a difference beginning with you.
I have quite a number of people on the media, they conveniently quote the scriptures, but don't forget, Solomon said, and there is wisdom in that, he or she that causeth division is an abomination as far as the Lord is concerned. And this is on the same level as quite a number of the things that you send people to hell for, which we shouldn't do. So be mindful that you are not an individual who causes division in your family and in your community, that you're a peacemaker. Okay.
So what do we want to say to our fellow St. Lucians? Let unity shine, starting at home and then in your communities. And be aware that elections may test our patience, but kindness and respect will keep our neighborhoods strong. When we heal in our villages, in our communities, we heal in our nation, right? So elections highlight differences, but what about national pride? National pride reminds us of what we share. Our flag, the national anthem, our culture, our achievements, they belong to all of us as St. Lucians, regardless of party. And when we focus on what makes us proud as a nation, we rise above division.
Do I know who our great artists, local artists, vote for? I don't. Bo Hinkson, I don't know. When Bo Hinkson goes overseas, Cyprus, all over the world, we are proud. When we hear him speaking over the media, we are proud of him. He belongs to St. Lucia. We don't focus on what colors he wears. You understand what I'm saying? And other musicians in St. Lucia. And this is, I'm just giving an example. When we have our young lady that went overseas and got all these medals, what do we do?
Julian Outfred.
Yes, what do we do?
Well, when St. Lucian athletes compete internationally, the whole of St. Lucia cheers.
Yes.
No one asks which party they support, or ask her, which party do you support? Everyone waves the same flag.
Yes.
What about independence celebrations? During Independence Day, communities across the island unite. We have parades, we have music, we have dance. We don't have political colors, we have national colors. You know the national colors? That's what we have.
We wear our ties.
What about the cultural festivals? Our Journée Creole brings people together to celebrate our heritage.
That's
The
right.
variety of food, music, and language, the Creole, it reminds us of our shared identity. So don't ask when we have a national crisis. After hurricanes or challenges, we've seen it happen over and over again. St. Lucians rally together. Pride in resilience becomes stronger than political differences. So won't that be awesome? Instead of wearing party colors, we all wore our national colors.
Yep.
What if we wore our national colors instead of party colors? So just throw that out.
Sometimes you wear a red shirt or a yellow outfit, and all of a sudden somebody will just shout, yes. And you're not even conscious of that.
Yes, so folks, remember that leaders change, but our nation remains. So let's celebrate the achievements in education, in culture, and sports as proof of St. Lucia's strength. There is hope because our pride is not in politics, but in the people of St. Lucia. And we have another scripture that says, well, we said it already, every kingdom divided up against itself cannot stand. So St. Lucia, let us lift up our eyes beyond the ballot and see the bigger picture. Our pride is our flag, our culture, our resilience, our people. When we heal it as one nation, we shine together for the world to see.
It's time
So,
for us to go to the...
As we conclude,
Yes.
this episode of the healing process, let us carry forward the spirit of healing. Elections are just around the corner, but let today remind us that every sunrise is a chance to choose peace, kindness, and unity. St. Lucia, let us walk the rest of this week with courage and respect, knowing that our strength is not found in division, but in togetherness. May our words build bridges, may our actions bring hope, and may our hearts remain open to one another. The ballot will decide leaders, but it is love and unity that will decide the future of our nation. So as you go about your day, remember, healing begins with us, and together we can make St. Lucia shine brighter than ever. So we thank you for listening, and
Yes.
this has been Dr. Phil and Claire, reminding you that healing begins with hope. So stay strong, stay united, keep walking in healing.
That's our gift to the nation, Claire.
Yes.
We want our people to go out and vote. That's your duty, and you're free. I will not force you to vote where I vote. I will not try to waylay you. Remember, I said in the beginning, if you in my community it's raining, I'm going to vote. If you believe you know where I'm voting and you think it's contrary, I'll still give you a lift. No, you don't worry about that. Just go and do your civic duty. And after that, I am hoping that the politicians can come together and see to it that they don't further divide our people by just employing those that supported them. This is a heavy task. This is something that not many can achieve. And I'm looking forward to seeing that in my own country that I love. Okay, now it's time for you to speak to us. What stood out for you? And keep in mind the topic. Yes.
So Kina will tell us the numbers.
So the numbers to call 572-9710. That's the studio line. WhatsApp 287-0971. Let us know what stood out for you. And today's topic, building unity beyond the ballot box. And this topic, Dr. Phil and Claire, is so important because as citizens, our action during and after elections, as you both said before, shape the kind of nation we become when we prioritize peace, respect, and unity. We have a caller. Good morning, Good afternoon, Mr. Sylvester. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tina. Good afternoon, Dr. Phil. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Claire.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for accepting my call.
You're welcome.
Oh, this topic so like a divine topic. So happy to hear Dr. Phil
Thank you.
and Claire coming out with that. Yeah, appreciate that. Dr. Phil, I have a short question for you.
Okay.
With the husband a candidate for one party, and the wife and child said they are not voting for the husband or father because they don't support, like they support the policy of the other party. So how can the husband square this circle with compromise and assertiveness? I'll be listening.
That's a. Once he's assertive, he's surely going to know how to listen and to respect their views
Yes.
and to show them the advantage of or disadvantage of his views. But the first thing is to respect their views by listening.
Yes.
Again, as I said, you do not have to agree, but your listening skills can give you an advantage when your family member realizes, but he didn't just...
You don't destroy your family because
Right.
of that.
Yes. You don't just hear when you reflect what they're saying. Just briefly, they will realize that you're interested and you're most
Try
likely...
to make a case for yourself.
Yes.
Not by shouting, not by
Right.
demeaning, not by cussing, saying words.
Make a statement about
Yes,
yourself that will
yes.
impress them.
And let them decide. But you respect them, and the way you treated your wife before, like if you were loving to her, that should not change.
Shouldn't change.
And
Sweetheart, I
for
love you.
For your
And
child as well.
I am not going to change that because you're different as far as voting is concerned.
That's promoting peace,
Yes.
respect, and unity.
And you tell your children,
And these are things that happen
you
in
can come down with
reality.
me. You can come down with me, sweetheart. I'll drop you.
Yes.
But if you say, you're not voting together with me, the same booth, you're not coming down with me, find your way. You're not going to achieve anything positive by that.
We have to change the way we think and the way we do things.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that question. We're waiting for your calls.
Numbers again, 572-9710, 287-0971. If you're not able to call in, you can send a WhatsApp message on our platform, and the number there is 287-0971. Also, as well, I should mention that today is pretty much the Thursday, the last Thursday of the month, and every Thursday we do actually do the giveaway, and someone gets a $200 check. Someone who has made a contribution. So that's another reminder for you, reminding you the first 5 callers, your name goes into a box, and at the end of the month we dip for your contribution, and it's an incentive, as Dr. Phil rightly said at the start of the show when they first started coming in. The numbers again, 572-9710, 287-0971, and let us know what really stood out for you on today's program. And the focus today, building unity beyond the ballot box and beyond the parties. Dr. Phil, Claire, we don't really think about it. Many of us don't really think about it. We just think, oh, you're not voting for my party. This is what the party has to offer. This is the manifesto. This is what they say. And take it or leave it. And you can't be in the same house, or you could not be in the same vehicle. And that's the attitude and behavior that we've been seeing. And it's really manifesting in ways on social media, on radio programs. You see people even calling and they're insulting others.
Yes.
It has taken a different turn.
Yes, for sure. And hence the reason we're trying to get our citizens to look at it from a different perspective.
We need to stop it. We need to stop it. Yes.
And it can start with you listening to me. You can make a difference.
Yeah.
You can say, look, I have been like that before, and I haven't been able to encourage anybody to vote on my side. Let me change my attitude. People are most likely to follow you if your attitude says something different. People don't bravo people who cause hurt and pain. You don't hear that.
And we're not going to have the mindset that, you know what, St. Lucians will never change. No. We want to be hopeful that beginning with you that viewing or listening, you start the change in your home.
But that would be a dogmatic statement. You have not done enough research to come to such a conclusion.
But we hear it. We hear people
I have
say
changed over the
solutions
years.
will never change.
I know quite a number of persons who have changed over the years.
That's how the politics is in St. Lucia. Things will never change.
But can start with
politics, the word, cannot change unless we change it. So let's be the change that we want to see.
Yes.
Yes.
Someone says on our WhatsApp platform, they said, good afternoon, I'm listening to the program and it's very interesting and I'm loving it. And the other thing too, Dr. Phil and Clarissa, is that even politicians, they too have a part to play in all of this.
Yes.
They do.
Very, very important role in all of this. And I like when you said earlier that policy should be put in place, because a lot of things are said in the House of Parliament. It's a place of respect, and so many things are being said in there. And politicians just walk out the door thinking, okay, it's okay. I said what I said, knowing fully well.
Liable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
I and some of them are listening to my voice. I have sat down with some of them when I hear them for myself. I go to them and I speak to them on an individual basis. Some have responded, I've heard it, and have even questioned me, did you notice that I've changed? So we can do that, but if we go after them for benefits alone and don't challenge them for the things that will benefit the entire country, we will not make progress.
Right.
I don't like to hear things being said, and it's hurting families on the outside, innocent people, family members of the politicians, and there's nothing that can be done about it. This just isn't right.
And I agree. Dr. Phil or Claire, Risa, why do you think people, it's so easy for one to just decide, you know what, I want to bring you down. I see that you're going somewhere, and I want to take you down. And no matter what it is, I'm going to take you down at all cost.
Well, our fallen nature is sliding on avarice. We are not satisfied or contented with such things as we have, and we don't love people as we love ourselves. This is a disease. And as long as we can get rid of that, if I can love you as I would like you to love me, as Jesus Christ suggested, that's his foundational principle, then I will not envy what you have and wish you hurt. I will want you to do well.
Yeah.
As I told one of my neighbors, just ask God for the same thing I'm asking for you and your family in my private prayers.
Right.
Just do that. Because I know what I ask for my neighbor. If God bless his prayer, I will be pretty good going. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, totally,
Yeah.
totally. Someone else, I guess maybe because of the day, it's Thursday, it's month end, so people are busy, but they're chiming in on our social media platform, which is on WhatsApp, that is. Someone else asked a question, and the question reads, good morning, quick question. With effective communication, can your point of view also be ignored, especially if you made your point clear?
Whether you're assertive or not, the other person is making a statement about themselves, their level of understanding, their level of communication. You just have to continue to communicate assertively, regardless of how the individual is communicating. When you leave the presence of the individual, you have made a statement about yourself.
Right.
And if that person is unable to understand what you're trying to say, well, it's not your fault. You're not responsible for the
No.
way they respond. You're responsible for the way you communicate. You bring across what you want to say. And if you show in your mind that it's clear, not me, but
yes.
clear.
A big error is, and I have been confronted with that from individuals, my husband or my friend does not respect me. What had you to say that? Well, my husband, my friend, or my brother called me a female dog or whatever. I asked the question, are you a female dog? No. Why not? I don't have a long tail and blah, blah, blah. So the person is saying that I don't know what a dog is. Even though sometimes human behavior could approach animalistic, but still, we are not animals. Hello, good morning.
Hi, hello, good afternoon. Hi, Virginia, thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Dr. Phil and Miss Sir and
Hi.
Kina.
Hi.
Thank you guys so much for your message. As always, you and your wife are amazing in the service that you give for us. Even in politics and voting and election on Monday, it truly means a lot to hear you both remind us how to respect each other,
Yes.
no matter who we vote for.
Yes.
You both always know how to bring unity, calm, and real communication. I just wanted to tell you that.
We appreciate it.
And thank you, and keep up the amazing work. And I hope healing that program continues always. It's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Okay,
much
thank
for
you.
calling.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for calling. Someone said, okay, thank you for responding. And someone says, sometimes it could be irritating to make it clear.
To make what clear?
But to make what
The
clear?
communication,
The communication
most
clear,
likely.
most likely.
Yes.
Yeah, because
So-
you're trying to get your point across
so
and the person is
It's
listening.
becoming irritating because you're taking on the person's way of responding. The person is responding in a certain way, and you're taking it personally. But you need to, if you're an assertive person and you've communicated something and the person doesn't understand or doesn't make an effort to understand, maybe it's their level of an understanding. So
Not only
allowing
that.
it to irritate you.
If during the conversation an individual cursed the person, used foul language, dirty language, they take it personally. He cursed me, he insulted me. But I look at it the other way around. That individual made a statement about himself. I have a foul tongue. What type of relationship would I want with that individual now?
Right.
So taking on person's behavior personally, that's where the problem lies. When we do that, Kina, we that's where, as the person who WhatsApped
Yes.
said, that you will get irritated and annoyed because you're taking on the person's response or their behavior personally. You need to not do that.
Rather than say to yourself, oh, he cannot be a teacher to my son. I will
Right.
not send my daughter to this school. I will not have that doctor take care of me because his language. The person is making a statement about themselves that deems adjustment by you if it is not palatable.
So become a
Right.
doctor of communication. You diagnose the person
Yeah.
and say to yourself, look, this is not somebody I would like to be friends with or to be close with. Maybe
Right.
just
My
hello,
close
but not
circle.
close. This person is making a statement about themselves.
And you're
not,
getting
not
that
about
free.
you, about themselves.
And you getting that free. I listen to people all around and they make statements about themselves and I say, okay,
And these are red flags for us, especially if we want to, let's say there's somebody we're looking forward to being in a relationship
yes.
with. The red flags are there, but most times we ignore it and we still go into the relationship with the person, and then it's not going to go away.
Nope.
Right.
The same person you took to the altar will be the same person you have breakfast with next day.
That's right.
Nothing's going to change.
We have another comment on our platform, our WhatsApp platform. The person says, really appreciate this show. It has helped me a lot just by listening when I'm at work and also help in my daily life. So I guess
Beautiful.
they're busy and they're not able to call in. And that's okay too.
And
If
that's
you
okay,
could
yes.
you could send a WhatsApp message. Dr. Flail or Claire, I want to ask a question, right? How can faith communities lead by example to reduce tensions during politically charged periods?
Just what we're doing.
Yes, it's the same, because in a church you will not find one person, every church member going to vote for the same person or
Right.
the same party.
Mm-hmm.
And as my husband said, I've never heard him say on the pulpit,
Mm-hmm.
vote for this party or that party. Nor have we discussed who we vote for with any member.
Nope.
We don't do that. We allow persons to make their own decisions, but when we gather for prayer, as you know, honey,
Yeah.
we pray for the nation.
Mm-hmm.
We pray that for peace. We pray for respect. We pray for love. And we pray that whatever happens, we believe that God has a say in whatever happens in politics. The Bible tells us He's the one that sets up kingdoms, and He's the one, right?
He throws
He
kingdoms
throws them down. He sets them up.
gives power to men.
Kings, whoever, for His own purpose, for His own will. So we pray, Lord, whatever your will is, we will accept it. And that's what we do.
And if you don't believe that, read Romans chapter 13
Romans chapter 13.
or understand when Jesus' government, Caesar,
And Jesus was on earth.
he had no choice.
Wasn't a nice
But we're
government.
saying when at our prayer meeting, I will let our folks know at the end of the day there will be 17 men and women placed in the position of administration.
Yes.
And
We don't know who they are.
We don't
God
know who
alone
they are.
knows. So we pray.
give God thanks for this opportunity.
Yes. So whether I voted for the person or not, we give God thanks for whoever is elected.
I will encourage them to vote. Okay?
Yes.
Some may say that I don't feel like, and then I would give them the Jesus Caesar story
Mm-hmm.
and the freedom that we have to do that. It's amazing. And when people see the advantage outside of what the politicians are saying, they're most likely to respond in the religious circles.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, as a pastor, I don't think my pulpit should be for that.
Right.
I was
So-
ordained to exalt Jesus Christ, to recommend Him for people's spiritual life. And that's where it ends. But people can come to me. I think it would be a good thing if persons are confused over their voting rights and they want to ask, from a spiritual perspective, what would God think of them or the Lord think of them. I think I would like that because I would be in a position to guide their hearts in the right way.
Right. We're going to do a giveaway in just a few, but Dr. Phil, Claire, if we all in St. Lucia prioritize love and respect over winning arguments, how different would St. Lucia be?
Love is an intense desire to please God
This
and to
will be a
do
beautiful
good
place.
to others.
Right.
We all would be in heaven. There would be no earth. The dynamics of what's going on the...
We can always dream, right?
Yes. The beauty of coming from a state of disobedience and sin and enjoying what love is all about is so great, the contrast.
Right.
If each and every one of us had the ability to exercise the type of love that Jesus spoke, we would not be on planet Earth. Planet Earth is a test, it's a trial, and it's a temporary assignment to see how sinners can be prepared for
It's
heaven.
like saying if all of us were assertive.
Yeah.
All of us.
I agree.
All of
I
us were
understand.
rich,
Yes.
automatically we all poor. God alone could control his universe and his planet.
Yeah.
I can't.
I love the way you worded that. Beautifully.
Yes.
So it's about that time. If anybody wants to call, you still have the opportunity, though. We're going to do the giveaway. The number is 572-9710 or 287-0971. And I know it's month end, and many of you might be extremely busy at work. And to those who are listening every single Thursday right here to the Healing Process, which airs from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m., thank you all so much for listening and making the Healing Process part of your day. And those chiming in on social media or on our WhatsApp platform and calling as well, thank you so much. So it's now time for the giveaway. We're going to, go into that box and find out who. I mean, many of you have called throughout the program this month and, chimed in, said what really stood out for you in each program. And we're going to decide right now who's going to walk away with a $200 check right here, now.
I'll have Phil.
A bird came down from heaven last night and told me it was you.
Okay. Let's see what name you have there.
Let's see. Ding, 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 ding.
There goes Nikita.
Oh, my goodness.
Gina.
Who's
She won the last time.
really?
Yeah. Nikita Gina Janvier.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She won, I think, the last time.
And she gave
And
it to
she
somebody
gave it to
from,
someone
from the
from St.
Okay.
Lucia.
All
Yes.
You got the
She's-
same name?
You got the same name again. Oh, boy.
right. No, well, God knows.
So if you're listening, Nikita Gina Janvier, you actually won today. So let us know. Call us up.
So
Send
it's
us a
up to you.
message.
Call as much as
Right.
possible. We want to know that you're listening and the material, you're absorbing it. We appreciate that quite a number are following this program, but you can't call during the time. Maybe you might have to change my time on this program. But we'll have to take a vote on that from our listening audience.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so we need to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give you the information in case you want to get in touch with us. If you need counseling support, you can call or WhatsApp at 730-9009. That is 730-9009. Or email us at thehealingprocess2021@gmail.com. That is thehealingprocess2021@gmail.com. We're here to walk with you on your healing journey. So, folks, until next time, God bless you and God bless our country, St. Lucia.
And just as you are wrapping up, Clarissa, someone sent a WhatsApp message and it reads, "Hello, Rev-Up family. Hello, Dr. Phil and Claire. Really appreciate the program today."
Beautiful.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for chiming in, and all of you who've chimed in on our WhatsApp platform. I will take the names. Please send me your first and last name so I could put into the box for the next draw coming in December.
Well, the
so thank
December
you so
draw
much.
is $500.
But we need more calls to make the thing
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
Call us. Or else we might have to reconsider, because we want as many as possible to tell us that they're listening, so the sponsors to the program. And we want Mr. Andre Paul, we know you love, we are aware. We know that with all our hearts, that you love Andre Paul and the staff, and you'd want to keep us on Rev-Up. So our listening audience, please let the sponsors know that you appreciate the program. Some of you do, and I believe you with all my heart. But we need to hear from a variety of you. Okay? So see you next time, same place. Encourage us to put $500 in the kitty this time.
This has been the healing process with Dr. Phil and Claire.
Have you noticed behavioral changes in self and loved ones that trouble you? You're losing your mind, but it just wouldn't go away. Well, join Dr. Phil, clinical counselor, and his beloved Clarissa, counseling psychologist, on The Healing Process every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. That's The Healing Process, Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. Let the healing process begin.
Sometimes the world feels uncertain, doesn't it? However, one truth remains. Jesus is still unprecedented. Join me, Pastor Dr. Phil Lay of Beacon of Hope Ministry, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM for the unprecedented Jesus. Each week, discover timeless truths, deep spiritual insight, and messages of spiritual healing, breakthrough, and unwavering hope. This isn't just another broadcast. Hey, it's an encounter, one that invites you to see the unprecedented Jesus as